What is up, my dudes? Today I've got my Week 12 waiver wire ads. And before I start this show off, I just got to let you guys know, I feel a little bit guilty tonight. And not because of what you think. I'm a Cowboys fan. I love the Cowboys. And I was playing against CeeDee Lamb. I just won my matchup by 4 points because CeeDee Lamb dropped that TD in garbage time. And as a Cowboys fan, I should not be happy about that. But the Cowboys won the game, and I won my fantasy football matchup. So for that, I need to celebrate. But I also need to give a moment of silence for all those that lost their fantasy football matchup. And I'm talking mostly about our listener chop league. CeeDee Lamb has been on the team that's been chopped the last 6 weeks in a row. It's crazy. Barely got chopped this week because of that. That's besides the point. You don't care about my fantasy league, but I feel guilty. And it's the type of guilt, when you're eating cold leftover Chinese food straight from the carton at 3 a.m. while standing in the fridge light like a raccoon with a gambling problem. That's how I feel. Exactly how I feel if I had to word it any other way. Enough with that, guys. Let's jump into the waivers. And you know what's more annoying than bye weeks, which we have this week? And what's more annoying than injuries and auto drafters? It's finding the perfect waiver wire ad, grabbing your phone and realizing that guy isn't available in any of your leagues. That's why everyone on this list is rostered below 40%. I'm doing my very best, guys, to make sure all these players are actually available when you need them. Yeah, we're scraping the bottom of the Chinese carton right there. You know what I'm saying? At 3 a.m. Because most of the time when I'm checking waivers, it's in bed and I'm going, shoot, it's waiver day. I better add these guys right now. And that's when it's like, why is there a leftover Chinese food in my hand and my phone in the other with the fridge light shining on me while I'm checking waivers? Giving way too much information on today's pod, guys. But give me the like, give me the sub. Really helps me out, guys. The Fantasy Football Dudes, where we are turning waiver wire scraps into victory laps like we always do. All right. Before the injury report, just want to give a quick congratulations to Matt Stafford. For the first time in his career, he is over 500. His all-time career, 116, 115, and 1. Amazing what the Lions can do to a guy. Besides the point, congrats, Matt Stafford. Injury report from week 11. That's creating some opportunities for week 12. We've got some season enders with J.K. Dobbins, Calvin Ridley. Not that Calvin Ridley really hurts you. It honestly probably helps you. You can either, just send him to the waiver wire. Then there's Aaron Rodgers walking around wounded, basically with a hand issue. Michael Penix Jr. out for a season. Drake London's knees, a little tweak. Josh Jacobs' knee situation, which isn't going to be surgery, but he might do sometime. Plus some ankle injuries to Jaylen Warren, Tootin, and Imari DeMarcado. Keep these in mind as we go through today's ads. Teams on bye. We got Denver Broncos, Los Angeles Chargers, Miami Dolphins, and Washington Commanders are all out this week. Quarterbacks, guys. Going to do quarterbacks, running backs, wide receivers, tight ends. Then I am wrapping up the show with a new segment called Play, Pray, or Stay Away, talking about players trending up, trending down. They're over the 40% rostered, but what you should do with those players. Hiking it to the quarterbacks, guys. I'm going to start this thing off with Bryce Young, 16% rostered, facing San Francisco. The guy just threw for a franchise record, 448 yards in overtime. Here's what you need to know, though, guys. Last season, from week 12 to week 18, Young averaged over 16 fantasy points per game. This week, he gets the 49ers, who are surrendering 19 fantasy points per game to quarterbacks. I think it's a nice spot. Bryce Young, matchups, he always has a little bit of rushing upside, but maybe these wide receivers are, getting hot. They're fire. They're cooking, 6-7. I don't know. Don't turn it off just because I said that, because I don't even know what that means, but I do like Bryce Young. Then I got Kirk Cousins at just 4% rostered, facing New Orleans. Penix out for season, guys. Like I said, Cousins getting another shot. Interesting to see how he does with the full week of practice. It's not exactly pretty over there in Atlanta, but maybe he can get something done with Bijan there. And just a quick reminder, the Rams have the Falcons' first-round pick. So this is bad. Even when I don't want to just bash the Falcons. Like it's too easy. I don't want to keep doing it. Dart throw, maybe you won't even look at this a dart throw. Jacoby Brissett, 25% rostered. Just set an NFL record with 47 completions, 452 yards for San Francisco, who Bryce Young's taken on now. But despite the loss and Arizona's leaky defense, giving up 32 points per game the last 5 games, QB 12 in fantasy over his last 5 starts. Jacoby Brissett, QB 5 over his last QB 12 over his last 5 starts. I don't dislike it, guys. So Jacoby Brissett, if you need a guy there. Handing it off to the running backs, Emanuel Wilson at just 13% rostered. Be your top priority waiver wire ad for running backs this week. Josh Jacobs left the game with that knee injury, and we don't really have a timetable yet. It's not going to be surgery, but even if he comes back, I think this is going to be a little bit of committee. They need to keep him healthy. So without Jacobs, Wilson finished with 11 carries for 40 yards and a TD, plus 1 catch for 9 yards. Good news is Jacobs' injury, like I said, doesn't seem serious, but this could turn into a committee when Jacobs gets banged up, and I think he's been a little banged up the whole season. So Wilson faces Minnesota this week. I think we need to add Emanuel Wilson. Sean Tucker, 29% rostered, needs to be added as insurance. Yes, Bucky Irving returned to practice last week, but if Bucky can't go in week 12, Tucker is the golden goose. This guy was unleashed against Buffalo, 19 carries, 106, 2 TDs, plus 2 catches for 34 yards and another TD through the air. If you started Tucker, you got some serious cans. So just pat yourself on the back. That was 34 fantasy points right there. You'd love to see that. I said it the last couple of weeks. He's outperforming Rachaad White, but he hasn't been given the opportunity. Finally got the opportunity. And some handcuffs to consider. Don't forget about Ollie Gordon, Chris Rodriguez Jr. Both are worth stashing if you got the bench space. These guys could possibly pop off if the starter goes down and maybe be a league winner. I hate it when people say that, but if Wilson's your guy already, snag Chris Brooks, the RB3. He's a pass pro specialist, and maybe Vulture's a TD or 2 with the committee going on. LaQuint Allen Jr. with Tootin's ankle flaring. Throwing it over to the wide receivers, got another Packer here. I believe he was on the list last week. Christian Watson, 38% rostered, had 2 TDs against the Giants. While Romeo Doubs led the team with 8 targets, Watson was second with 5 on it. Hauling in for 46 yards, both scores. Look, we all know the Packers spread it around. They target 10 different players on Sunday. But Watson's doing enough since returning from injury to warrant a stash or a flex play in deeper leagues. Michael Wilson at 39% rostered absolutely went off. Career day, 15 receptions for 185. If Marvin Harrison Jr. continues missing time and Wilson stays in that wide receiver role, borderline must start in this offense that's been racking up these past 3 weeks. Face Jacksonville in week 12, who are tougher than recent opponents, but let's just ride the hot hand, guys. Xavier Legette, 4 receptions, 83 yards, and a TD. Only starting him if Bryce Young can keep hucking it. Mac Collins, 16% rostered, finishes the team's second leading receiver, capitalizing on Kayshon Boutt's hamstring injury. In Boutt's 2 missed games, Hollins has posted a solid 10 catches for 170. Complimentary, but if Boutte stays out for week 12 matchup against Cincinnati, Hollins has value. Potentially my sleeper of the week. Stay tuned. That's coming out on Thursday. You won't want to miss that. Also, we're going live Thursday night. You got to be there. The chat's on fire. Guys are asking all kinds of stuff. Starts, sits, trade advice, where they should go out for dinner on Friday. We answer it all. So join me, Jordan Seth, Thursday night, 9 p.m. We're going live on YouTube and X at tffdudes. Give us that subscribe, guys. Last and last, Andre Yoshivas. Or Yoshi. Was playing Mario Kart last week, was thinking of Yoshivas. 3% rostered, taking on the Patriots. Jamar Chase spit on Patrick Ramsey. Next man up for a team that airs it out more than the Air Force. I'm not talking about the college football team. Sneaky ad that could pay off huge. Tight end slip pickings here as usual, but I got AJ Barner, 17% rostered. Faces Tennessee and Brock Wright at 11%. Gets the Giants, both desperation plays, but could surprise. Hail Mary plays if you are really desperate in deep leagues. I got Davis Mills, 6% rostered versus Buffalo. Justin Fields got benched. So we got his real name's T-Rod, but he goes by Tyrod Taylor at Baltimore. Caleb Johnson, 15% at Chicago. I still want to see out if Tomlin says they're using Caleb Johnson. So just monitor that. You don't need to put a waiver wire on that. Greg Dortch, 6% versus Jacksonville. Luther Burden, 20% with the Bears. Jaden Higgins, another deep league flyer worth considering. All right, new segment called Play, Pray, or Stay Away. Brought to you by our friends over at Trophy Smack. Go to www.trophysmack.com/dudes. 15% off your whole entire trophy. Maybe you want to do a mural of yourself. They can make a picture for your living room. Great gift for your dad or your father-in-law. I don't know. Trophy Smack, the sky's the limit. Remember that /dudes, 15% off your whole entire order. Get that championship perpetual trophy now, guys. Tell them the dude sent you. /dudes15. Use the promo code. Help keep the lights on here. All right, play. So this is how we play. Play, pray, or stay away. Really wanted to do slay because it rhymed more, but I couldn't. Just slay queen just didn't sound right. All right, looking for the biggest trending up and trending down players. So play means I'm smashing that start button. This dude is about to yeet. Pray, keep him on your roster, but you better light some candles because it's dicey. And stay away. Run, don't walk, drop, fade, excommunicate, whatever you got to do. Just get this man off your team before he drags you somewhere with him. Let's spin the wheel, find out who's blessed and who is not this week, my dudes. Parker Washington. 65% rostered on Sleeper. Trending down right now. I'm saying play. Let's play this guy. No Travis Hunter. Brian Thomas Jr. can't catch a cold in the hospital. Parker Washington, I'm playing him still. I'm going with it. Ja'Cory Krosky-Merritt, 72% rostered. Stay away. Drop him. I'm not doing it. No. Okay. Staying away from Ja'Cory Krosky-Merritt. The off-season. No, the training camp darling. He drove his mom home from the hospital after he was born. All this stuff. Can't do it. Chimere DK, 27%. This is a pray. In deep leagues, you just got to pray. And, the punt return, maybe kick return. And then Davis Mills, 6%. Play. I'm doing play because he's been playing good. If you're a Texans fan, pray he plays. Keaton Mitchell, 8% rostered, pray. Guy's electric. He's getting a little bit of time. Henry had a good game last week, but still willing to hold him, especially if I have Derrick Henry. Cade Oten, 68%, play. It's tight end. Where else can you really go from here? And then Sam Darnold, 65%, trending down. You play Sam Darnold. We're going with the bounce back, guys. Bounce back here. Sam Darnold still has JSN, who's a top. Man, can you say he's a top 3 wide receiver in the NFL? He's like number 1 in fantasy. Like he's up there. So, you guys rank him. Let me know your top 5 in the comments. Let me know on Spotify or YouTube. Then Keon Coleman. It hurts. I got to go with pray because I'm still a believer in Keon Coleman. He had a TD 2 weeks ago. Showed up, healthy scratch, off-field stuff. Hoping that sparks a fire, lights a fire. Keon Coleman, I'm not ready to stay away. Ask me in a week, he might be stay away. You pray. I'm not dropping him. I'm not starting him. I'm holding him. And that's what I got there, guys. Play, pray, or stay away. Let me know what you think about that new segment. That'd be a little different. I like messing with the trending up, trending down. Let me know any questions you guys have. Drop them in the comments. Let me know. If not, we'll see you Thursday. And guys, if you like this video, give me a like, give me a sub. Go to www.thefantasyfootballdudes.com. Enter your email. When you get that email, reply to the email with hats. Show me a screenshot that you are subscribed to the YouTube channel, and I'll send you one of the dude font hats straight to your door. It's as easy as that. Not wearing the dude hat now, not representing. I was representing at Costco, though. That's what matters. And speaking of Costco, say whatever you want about Costco. Yeah, the hot dogs are good. Samples are good. The most underrated thing in that building is that relish dispenser. Absolutely believable. Unbelievable. It's amazing. It spreads the relish perfectly. You don't get all that pickle juice that goes on ahead. I could talk about that forever. Like a Costco hot dog pod. That's right up my alley. But guys, it's getting late. It's Monday night. Cowboys defense is back. This is our year. Let me know what you think about the waiver wires, who you're targeting, who you're not getting. Smash that like button like a league-winning waiver wire ad. I will see you all Thursday. And as always, take care.